Bastille Day, we mainly celebrate the fact that a symbol, the Bastille, which was the symbol of arbitrary and absolutism of the regime by that time, was put aside and taken by the French people. In this place, several great French philosophers were put in jail, like Voltaire, for example. So it's a symbol of freedom, of course. On that day, we are celebrating liberté, égalité, fraternité. We are remembering that this motto is what unites the French people everywhere. And it's despite our, let's say, disagreements or even sometimes fights, we unite around this motto. But Bastille Day is also a popular day where we have in every town and village music, dance, and sometimes fireworks. So it's the occasion to rejoice together. This year, this day will be also oriented toward the opening of the Olympic Games and with the idea that sports bring fraternity. Just to explain or bring clarity in what happened. In our system, in the first round of election, people expressed their preference. They did so on the 13th of June. On the 7th of July, the second round, they tell what they do not want. And that's why we have this result. It's not because this system has no clarity, it's very clear. I must say also that it was a moment of true democracy for our country, with a very big turnout. And let me also express my surprise when I read in some Serbian newspapers here the fact that it's horrible in France, we are on the verge of a civil war. Nothing like that. I mean, we have voted in a very calm and disciplined and organized way. Well, first, there's a great deal of consensus in France on the main direction of our foreign policy, meaning being faithful to our alliances, continue to work for a stronger Europe, but also in the current circumstances, supporting Ukraine in front of the Russian aggression, for example. And of course, also the support for multilateralism. So all these elements will remain. And in addition, the president is really in charge of foreign policy and defense. So he will continue to show the direction. Again, he has been elected 2 years ago on a very clear program in terms of foreign policy, putting Europe at the center of one of our priority. So that will remain without any doubts in the future. Well, again, there, same continuity for sure. We have expressed our strong will to see Western Balkans entering into the EU, and Serbia, of course, among these countries. President Macron has been very clear on that. In last December, we have had, again, expression in Brussels of the will to accelerate the path. We have put in place the growth plan, which helps the country meet the requirement to enter the single market, but also to go further towards accession. We want Europe to be united, to be strong in front of a difficult situation, and that means help Serbia join Europe as soon as possible. Our relations are even older, if I may say so. They started in the Middle Age with the relation between the Kingdom of France and Kingdoms of Serbia. And as soon as Serbia emerged from the Ottoman domination as a state, France was there to support this move towards independence. And indeed, as soon as 1839, we opened diplomatic relations. We had full diplomatic relations at the level of embassy in 1880. And since then, of course, our relation had been constantly, I must say, defined by, at the same time, respect for our history and trust. And that's also the inspiration of our current relations that are very strong, and trust and respect were present when President Macron visited Serbia in 2019, as well as during the visit of President Vučić in Paris a few weeks ago. So that helps a lot because we have a very frank and very open exchange of views. I think that Serbia has a key role to play for the development of the region, for the reconciliation inside the region, and for the collective move towards the EU. And it has, in my view, a lot of assets to put forward. It's in growth now, the potential of its youth, its development in the field of, for example, new technology and so on. So it has a role to play regionally. So what does it mean? It means that we hope that Serbia will continue its constructive behavior when it comes to normalization between Belgrade and Pristina. That has been the case in the past few weeks, and we are convinced that Serbia can do more even on that field. And we are, of course, strongly engaged to support this move. So they have developed steadily and rapidly in the past years. They have tripled in the past 10 years, for example. So that's a very good trend. French companies are more and more interested in investing and being present in Serbia, and not only in the short term, but they want to stay in Serbia. That's the main characteristic of our companies here. They are present in the airport, as you know. They will be present in the metro of Belgrade. They are present in the field of environment, of energy. So there are strong positions that are developing, and again, with a long-term perspective. What we can do more, I think, is focus on emerging sectors like AI, and we have already a lot of contacts in that field. So energy first is a priority both for Serbia and for France. It's a priority to help Serbia meet the EU standards in terms of environment. So we are also present in the field of renewable, in the field of hydroelectricity, in the field of hydrogen. 70% of our electricity in France is produced through nuclear energy. So it's the proof that it's nuclear energy is a way to be a sovereign in that field and to respect at the same time environment. We are interested also in the development of nuclear energy in Europe to help Europe being more independent when it comes to electricity. And Serbia is interested in that field. Of course, energy nuclear takes time because you need expertise, you need studies to make sure that environment is clearly at the top of the priority. So that's the way we approach the subject. And we are fully ready to cooperate with Serbia on that field in the future. So I think there's a great deal of mutual interest, and it's not news in the field of culture. We have been proud really to be guest of honor of the last book fair of Belgrade. It's been a great event, and we intend to continue to be present in big Serbian festival. So we will be present in the BITEF, the great news, which is the presence of the Comédie Française here in Serbia. We'll be also present in the festival Nomus with a great homage to the French composer Gabriel Fauré. And also we'll be present in the Jazz Festival, in the Belgrade Dance Festival, where we are proud to be been always present in the past years. So that's the main orientation, but again, we have to be in that field, developing our presence here. We have invested a lot collectively, France as a nation, to make these Olympic Games and Paralympic Games a great event. That they will be, I think, original, they will be popular. As you know, we wanted to fully respect principles that are for all of us important nowadays, which is respect for environment. We want also fully gender equality in this game, and that will be the case. And also the competition will take place in the middle of the city. The opening ceremony will take place on the River Seine. So it's of course a period where unfortunately we have bad news coming from wars around the world. It will be also a message of peace for everybody, and we want really to make it a success. And we are happy also that Serbia will come with a very big delegation, I think around more than 112 athletes, I think, which is great. And we hope that the Serbian athlete will do the best and most probably bring a lot of medals here in Belgrade.